All right, good morning. Today is February, February. It's March 5th. I don't even know what day it is anymore. Um, all right, so yesterday we did come down to that 5770 point of control after breaking below the low volume node that we were watching at 5800. And then we hit that. We kept going. I mentioned all these references, and we only took the first one and then started moving higher, right? Then we came back to that to this other high volume node, right? Remember when I said when there's like a few very significant volume nodes close to each other, we tend to go back and forth between them, right? So that's what happened. Look at this wild session, right? So you look at it and you're like, oh my god, this is crazy, right? So when you have big ranges like this, the book it's thinner than usual. So then you tend to have these wild swings. And people are thinking, oh, what happened? Was there news, or like this, something happened? But I mean, you have to remember volatility is higher, the ranges are bigger, so there's just wild swings, right? That's what it is. That's what happens in this when we have market conditions like this. So now we traded up here after the close, attempted to move higher, but now we're rejecting this area again, back below that low volume node, and looks like we're heading back to that 5770 and likely traveling to that value area low to retest. And then if we do break out below value area, I think we're gonna take all these references and then attempt to get back into this low volume node. As 5704 is my target for the imbalance from yesterday. Measuring it using the point of control to the high. The bearish imbalance gets repaired at 5704. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I explained this a bunch of times, so you can go through the pinned posts, and I explained imbalances a few times. So anyway, that's my target, 5704 to the downside if we keep going. Now if we break below that, then watch this area, 5665, which is that high volume node. And then here we have some single prints from I don't even know when. And then the quarterly pivot is right here, 5593. So, we have lots of room to go down still, right? We haven't had any continuation to the down moves in a long time. So there's plenty of poor structure to repair still. And like I've been mentioning, usually we're bearish till the second week of March, so we still can have more downside in my opinion. Now, if something happened, there's some news. Today we have PMI, we have Trump speaking, whatever happens, we could trigger a little bit of a short squeeze. We still have these single prints from Monday. But for that, we need to break above the overnight high and yesterday's high, which we probably need some trigger for that. And we have a couple of news reporting today, so we'll see. So, opening in here, it kind of sucks because we're in the middle of the range. So it looks like we're already sweeping through value. So if that happens, then and we can get below that 57.70, then the target's value are low on these lows. So once we get there, we're gonna have a better idea of how the market is trading. Is it a trending day, or it starts to become a normal rotational day? If that's the case, then what there is to do is to fade the edges. But we're not gonna know that until the first hour or an hour and a half, because we need a few periods, complete periods, to make a determination. All right, so NQ, so we had this volume here that I mentioned. I was looking at ES to get a clue yesterday. So now we have the previous day as a reference we can use, right? So we have multi-distribution day yesterday. So we're gonna have a little bit of resistance here. Support right here. You can see how the profile is split there. So that's gonna be an area I'm gonna be looking for support. And then below that, we have some targets here at the 20,000, big round number, untested point of control there. And then below that, we have a bunch of port structure also to clean up. And like I've been saying, that this is a big magnet at 19,100, but we're far away from that, so gotta take it one day at a time, one level, one area at a time. Okay, crude still heading lower. I posted a chart earlier with a bunch of lows that haven't been tested, that 5-year lows that we're approaching. If buyers start pushing this thing higher, 67.50 is the first target, and then 68.30 is the next target, and then above that is 68.90. But so far it's heading lower. Trump wants cheap oil. I don't know enough about the macroeconomics and the stuff behind oil to tell you if this is sustainable or not, but eventually, you can't have oil too cheap. Okay. Gold, that area again, I mentioned yesterday, acted as resistance. Now we're coming back. So we'll fill that RTH gap, and now we gotta see if this is just a continuation of the sellers that showed up here, and then we're gonna take it lower, or we're gonna make another attempt and break this area and then head back to the 29.53. So those are the areas to watch. All right, what do we have today? We have PMI at 9:45, and then ISM PMI at 10, factory orders at 10 a.m. Also, crude oil inventories at 10:30. So we might have a good trade in oil today. We have ranges have been expanding, and we have news today, so maybe there's a good setup in oil today. All right, I think that's pretty much it for today. Good luck.